It's our greatest pleasure and honor to invite and welcome the new acting CEO of Kenya Film Classification Board, Mr. Christopher Wambua. Good evening and welcome.
Thank you for having me.
It's good to have you here. We are very privileged because this morning we had the high delegation from the ICT Ministry. Honorable Morin did the opening and formally opened the 4th film festival this morning. And I must say that the Ministry of ICT has really been supportive of this festival from inception. You know, this festival started 2018. And you recently joined the Kenya Film Classification Board. Just want to say that the KFCB also has been a great support and encouraging us in this festival. So welcome once again here.
Thank you.
How has your experience been so far at the KFCB, being new? You know?
Well, I think it's an exciting industry so far, and it's an industry that has a lot of potential. I'm happy to see that, of course, we have a film festival, because Kenya is known as one of the Africa's top sports destinations. We produce world-class athletes that have high recognition globally. And it's good that we can see that the Kenyans are also participating in international festivals of this nature and basically, you know, immortalizing a lot of sports content that emanates from this region, and also to see what other countries are doing in this area.
Indeed, Kenya is a sporting country, and we have, I think, dominated in sports for over 50 years. In fact, when we go to Olympics or Commonwealth Games, we don't talk about if Kenya is going to win any gold medals. The question would be, how many will they win this year? So we have a great history of what we have done over the years, but I think it's an area or a gap that has been left where we need to document and need to put either in print form or in documentary form. And I think one of the concepts that KISF is trying to do is to get that awareness to the market. And you'll be very pleased to know that this entire live streaming production is done through Kenya Film School and the Department of Film Services. And I think that is very encouraging to see these youngsters take charge, and they've done a wonderful job so far. I'm sure that KFCB also is involved in encouraging the industry. I know that KFCB does support by giving discounts. We were given some special considerations, and we really appreciate that. What are the way forward as far as Kenya Film Classification Board is concerned in encouraging the industry to grow?
Well, as you know, our mandate is to regulate the film and broadcast content. And in this respect, we are charged with the responsibility of licensing the producers who want to do filming in the country. And we have a very friendly and enabling regulatory framework, licensing framework, that is basically very low cost. Kenya is one of the low cost filming destinations in the region. And we also have very good destinations here for movies. And we locally, what we are doing besides facilitating licensing, we've also setting up refurbishing the Nairobi Film Center, so that our local producers and critics who want to screen their movies and exhibit to local population here can use the facility. Basically, we intend to invest close to almost $1 billion Kenyan shillings, and we'll make it one of the state-of-the-art cinemas in Nairobi, and we shall be offering the facility to local creatives at discounted rates, and that will play a critical role in supporting nascent creatives in making entry into this important and booming sector or industry.
Thank you. In fact, just to take the cue from you, you said that we are looking at how we can minimize the costs. And I know right now the Kenya Film Commission and Kenya Film Classification Board are working with the ICT Ministry with the new film bill that's coming up.
Yes.
How is the progress on that?
Well, I think it has already been presented to the cabinet, and it's in the final stages of approval. Once that is up, you know, it will create a very enabling sector or environment for the film sector in the country. And just to add that we've also been supporting actually local creatives who want to participate in international festivals, to participate so that they can showcase what Kenya is able to produce. And we are also talking, actually, we are reviewing our market structure at the time being, so that we introduce a new category, licensing category of amateurs, so that young men who are graduating from either high school or university can be able to enter the market without the incumbrance of high licensing fees. I think we'll be charging a very modest fee to just register for purposes of getting statistics of who is doing what within the sector, and then, of course, continuing to classify the productions to ensure that they are appropriate for the targeted audiences.
That's wonderful. I think there's another area that I think it's under discussion, as you say, that Kenya is a good film destination. And as you know, the other African countries do give rebates. Like South Africa has a very, very good incentives for people to come in and film there. And I know that the creative industry through the ministry is looking at how a rebate can be given. And I think you're looking at up to 30% or something.
Yes,
what's the status on that?
Yes, I think basically that has been coordinated by the Kenya Film Commission. And as you appreciate, the government has set up a sports fund, and I think this fund will play a very critical role in facilitating those rebates and also supporting the youth or our creatives to enter into this market in terms of funding productions, building capacity for creatives, and basically creating an enabling environment where entry to the market is made easier for the youth who want to participate in this important sector.
In fact, one area that has been a lot of apprehension and concern is the frustration that the film industry or the creative industry have in terms of documentation, in terms of bureaucracy. But I think right now the empowerment fraternity through the ICT ministry is looking at an e-show. Yes. So that things are automized. Yes. It's much more easier, a one-stop kind of thing. How is that going on?
It's going well. I think we are collaborating with them. But we'll also be interested to know that at KFCB we have automated the licensing and regulatory processes. So far, we rate a lot of international movies that are submitted electronically to KFCB through that platform. Our local creatives are also submitting and applying license applications to KFCB, and we are processing them online without the requirement of them having to visit our offices. And this has helped a lot during the COVID period, when physical interactions were not encouraged. And we will continue to automate and work with stakeholders like KFCB and other government agencies and private sector within the industry to ensure that we continue to automate our processes and ensure that we have a one-stop shop for all these processes that producers and creatives have to go through in order to gain entry into the industry.
And I think it also fits in very well with His Excellency the President's agenda, you know, where he wants to create jobs. And I think there is no better area than creative industry and the sports industry. So I think what the state agencies are doing right now with the support from the ministry, I think will enhance this. And you just explained that you're trying to make things easier, yes, so the creative industry can grow and we create more employment.
Indeed. Indeed, you realize that by 2019, the film industry in Kenya actually had employed close to 130,000 direct. Wow. That's in terms of direct jobs, and I'm sure if you were to look at the other indirect jobs, there could be much more. But there's potential actually if we continue to foster a conducive environment for the sector. The sector has immense potential to employ over 2 million or even 5 million, yes, 5 million people in less than 5 years. So I think the government is doing the right things in terms of enacting the right laws and the right policies, and the regulators are open to ensure that we continue to facilitate producers and creatives to do that which they intend to do in order to ensure that the film industry continues to thrive.
Thank you. In fact, my last question and request to you would be that this festival is being monitored internationally. I'm sure there are a lot of filmmakers watching us.
Yes.
Even though this is a sports film festival, there are a lot of movies. We are trying to encourage filmmakers to come to Kenya. If you could give them a 1-minute advice or encouragement on why they should come to Kenya, maybe you could look at the camera and give them your suggestion or comments.
Yes, indeed, Kenya is one of the best film destinations in Africa, in fact in the world. We have the Great Rift Valley in our country. We are endowed with a rich cultural and natural heritage. We have the country as a rich reservoir for birds, those who want to watch birds or shoot movies dealing with birds and other animals. And also we have one of the most attractive beaches in Africa. In fact, you realize that the southern coast has been rated one of the best beaches actually in the world for the last 5 years. So, and also in terms of the regulatory environment, we charge very fairly, so we are very competitive in terms of the license fees that we charge. And the government, as we discussed earlier, is willing to give rebates very soon to as much as 30%, so that we can encourage even international film producers to come to our market and to shoot their movies. And they will have fun when they are around.
Indeed, yes.
Because of the beaches, our game parks.
Excellent weather.
And excellent weather, yeah. So you're welcome to Kenya. You cannot have a better destination than in the region than this.
Mr. Wambua, thank you very much for gracing the studio today to give the closing remarks for day one formally. And before we let you off, my request is your final words for KISS.
I really wish to thank the organizers of this event for sustaining it for the last
4th year now.
4 years. I think it's a very important thing to do, and we need to continue doing it because Kenya actually is known for sports. So we are one of the natural hosts for a film festival of this nature. And as KFCB, we will continue to partner with you in future to ensure that the event remains a success.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate you coming in. We will now go back to our screening. We have 2 more movies for this evening before we close day one. Thank you.